Hi! So you probably clicked on this video because you're interested in developing sound on your flute. Maybe you're a beginner and you're just getting started exploring all the elements of flute playing and you're curious about the fundamentals. Or maybe you want to learn how to play your favorite song on the flute with a gorgeous sound, with the sound that feels like you, that feels like your voice, that's connected to your body and the way you speak and sing. This is the method that's going to help you get there. So let's get into it. We're starting off with a video that is meant to chart out all the components of sound and flute playing, which are both practical, technical skills and also mental, analytical skills. We can break sound into two really large categories, first off. The first will be the sound within notes, the sound of the notes we're playing. And the second category is the sound between the notes, the transitions from one note to another, the intervals, how we move from one note to another, and what that means musically. So now we're looking at within the notes, right? That sweet spot we want to get on our instrument, in our voice. So if you go down that chart, you'll see that within the notes, we can work on this resonance spectrum in the body. And this relates to the specific effect and presence that a specific pitch has in your body. So the lower the pitch, the lower we feel it in our body, generally. And so when you're playing flute and you play a low note, it's going to resonate here, sympathetically. You play a higher note, it's going to resonate up here, sympathetically. And this actually, you could find this sweet spot in how you arrange yourself internally for every single note. When we play a note on the flute, our vocal cords arrange themselves just as if we were singing that note. And if we're not conscious of it, we're going to arrange ourselves maybe not quite precisely enough. And we might play that note without its full envelope, sonic envelope. So we really want to have everything resonating harmoniously. When you play higher notes in the flute, you want to access your headspace, this whole mask. And there are ways to learn how to do this. And there are specific vowels that we can use. This comes from vocal practice. I'm adopting vocal practice into flute playing. And this is something that a lot of great flute players do. And I want to teach it to you because it's really amazing. It's an amazing method and it's relatively easy to apply once you're conscious of it. So we use specific vowels to access upper notes and lower notes. I will be releasing a video very shortly, a resonance video that will teach you how to access that. And soon enough you'll be using vocalizations in your flute playing to access really beautiful, gorgeous low notes and soaring, easy high notes and everything in between. All right, so singing. This is ground zero of flute playing. And I didn't know this until just a few years ago. I was always shy about using my voice. It always felt like a very vulnerable place and just not a comfortable space to, the thing to do with my body. But as I started to learn the French method, studying under Vincent Lucas and other flute players, I started to find my voice, started to use it, incorporate it in my flute practice, and it really changed everything. I will always say this, if you can sing it, you can play it. Of course, there's a little bit of adjustment, but once you know how to sing something with just the right feeling, with just the right sound on each note and sound between the notes, like what we're talking about, you will be able to transfer that to your instrument, whether it's flute or something else. It's a really, really fundamental part of developing as a musician. And another thing is simply that we are all, even if we're not quite familiar with our singing voice yet, we are very, very familiar with our speaking voice. We all use our voice in an incredibly specialized, expert way. We are all able to modify our voice according to different situations. We can say something plaintively, we can say something happily, we can adjust within seconds the quality of our voice, the speed at which we're speaking. We can do so much. We are real virtuosos in terms of speaking. So I'm always trying to find places of abundance to move from as an artist. And this is a place of abundance, something that we all have access to. So start to explore your voice, understand it as a part of your tool set as a musician. And you'll see in a subsequent video, totally dedicated to singing, some very specific exercises so you can start incorporating your voice into your flute practice. Okay, so we're still within the notes, and we've got that third exercise that you see there. The third concept is clear passage. So what I mean by that is, as we flow the airstream out to play the notes that we have to play, we don't want anything obstructing the flow of that air. We want an easily flowing river of sound, of air, right? And a lot of times things get in the way. Maybe we're not placed well because of the resonance placement that I talked about earlier, but also maybe our tongue is in the wrong spot, or we're just not really mentally clear on that passageway. Okay, so second section, between the notes. This section is so interesting to me because this is also a place where more of the personality of each player is going to come out, right? Everybody has a different concept of what a phrase is, what is a meaning in the way we play, what creates meaning, right? Maybe you'll want to bring out a certain note and you have a very specific reason for it, or you feel it that way. And someone else is going to bring out a different note. And there comes all the diversity in playing that we want, that we crave. And this is why we go to concerts. We don't just go to one concert and then we're done forever. No, we go to many because we want to hear all these different interpretations. So the first subsection is ear training. And I've got some very straightforward exercises for you to develop your ear. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner in developing your ear or maybe more advanced and you want some kind of maintenance exercises for your daily practice. I've got a whole variety of exercises to share with you. Okay, so the second subcategory is musical design and phrasing. And this is something that it's a skill like any other. You want to hone it every day. You want to find exercises that allow you to see how you want to shape a phrase. Okay, maybe you have an idea, but then how do you actually execute that? There are specific tools that we can use as we break down a piece of music or of a melody and create places of destination, places of departure, transitional spaces. All of this affects how you're going to play the notes. If every note had the same importance, we would just play like this. There would be no punctuation, there would be no flow, there would be an absence of light and shadow. There wouldn't be this play of, oh, this is in the foreground, this is in the background. So I want to explore that with you and give you tools to create a really varied landscape as you play. Something that has things that are shadowy and understated, and then things that are really obvious and stated in a very frontal way. So that's the second subcategory. And the last one is legato practice. We're talking about finding the sweet transitions between notes. And this is something that we can practice through legato practice. So coming back again to the long tones exercise, that's one really important one. And also this flexibility exercise that I want to share with you. We're comfortable maybe with doing some interval transitions, maybe smaller intervals, but as we get larger, we want to learn how to go, like really low to high easily, or high to low, how to move from one note to another, notes that maybe don't seem connected. How do we create that transition? And I have some exercises for that too. Okay, so that's it from me, and I'll see you in the next video.